There's people that legitimately believe that we need a remake of season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen. They're not joking. They are dead serious. Good evening. Today we are here to discuss a growing crisis in modern society. No, not inflation, not climate change, worse, literacy. According to recent studies, reading comprehension has dropped significantly in the last decade. People skim, they misinterpret, they jump to conclusions after reading three words. And nowhere is this more dangerous than in the Jujutsu Kaisen fandom. Because somehow, a series that explains everything twice over, still has people saying the most insane you will ever hear. Hello, so if you remember, about a year ago to this day, I made a video talking about how Jujutsu Kaisen fans can't read. And there was a little bit of hope in me that I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe things have changed. Maybe the temperature of the fandom has changed. Not at all, not at all. If anything, it's gotten worse. And it blows my mind how some of these people are allowed to sign legal documents and drive vehicles. There has been an absolute insane amount of crazy shit that has happened in this fandom. And it's really like three main things that have popped up. You have elite culture being increased, you have TikTok speed readers, as well as agenda replacing analysis. So at the moment, there's three different types of Jujutsu Kaisen fans. You have agenda readers, where people will only read for feats and hype moments rather than actually trying to understand why their character is in the manga. Akari fans are like kind of examples of this, but like at least they're funny, right? But then you have these Megami haters, and I've talked repeatedly about how Megami, he's never wanted to be the strongest, and the potential man memes are funny. They're funny. I think they're hilarious, right? But people actually hate his character. People also do the same thing with Yuta. People would say, Yuta's a bitch, Yuta's a bum, da-da-da. Yuta's a top 5 character in the series. He's literally the strongest character at the end of the series. What are you talking about? What are we talking about? How is Yuta a bum? How is Yuta a bitch? They did the same thing with Midoriya from My Hero Academia. Oh, he's still a bum. He's still a bum. He's not the strongest hero in the world. Why is strength the only thing you people think of? I don't understand. This is the type of people that when Yuji had his dialogue with Sukuna, they were to call it boring and said it was filler. Oh, what's JJK cooking? Oh, this is bullshit. Get back to the fight. I'm not trying to see this bullshit. Brother, you know you gotta read sometimes, right? Like, it's not all about just looking at the pretty action and the blood on screen. Sometimes you gotta think, what's the message here? Do I agree? Do I disagree? Is there a question that's being posed to me? Or am I just gonna be ignorant and say, I only want the action? And listen, I've been called a shonen tard plenty of times. Don't get me wrong, trust me. And because I like shonen, I do. It's one of my favorite things of media, right? So I get it. Sometimes it's cool to just want to see some good action, but sometimes you gotta use your brain. You gotta use your brain. You gotta use your brain. All them riches, you gotta make sure you activate them. It's hard. I know. Trust me. It's scary sometimes. Sometimes you're not gonna know the answer to something, and that's okay. And then you have these leak gobblers. There's been a TikTok creator, though I'm not gonna mention by name because I don't need that drama, who literally talked about the fact that he only read Jujutsu Kaisen's ending through leaks. I have met people in real life. They're like, oh, you like Jujutsu Kaisen? I'm like, yeah, man, it's my favorite. They're like, yeah, man, you know, I read the ending through TikTok and I wasn't really a fan of it. I said, you read it through TikTok? What do you mean?
He's like, oh yeah, just people just like sum up. I'm not gonna read all that.
Brother, it's 19 to 18 chapters. Brother, it's 19 to 18 pages a chapter. It's gonna take you maybe 5 minutes. If you actually, really like 3 if you want to like blitz through it. You read it on TikTok? How did this become a thing? I don't understand. Where did this shit come from? I know people talk about like TikTok attention span, and like as a YouTuber, as a content creator, you gotta cater to different audiences, right? Like you gotta actually, you gotta speed some stuff up. Sometimes they have people that clickbait and all this shit. It's like all those like bullshit clickbait power scaling videos, like, oh, what if Mahito had the 6 size and Scooter's domain, and it gets like millions and millions and millions and millions of views. I understand that to an extent, but like usually it's just like really young kids that click on that. It's a bright colorful thumbnail. But how do you actually consume a piece of media through a social media app? How? And then you try to act like you actually know what the product is talking about? I don't understand it. I don't get it. We gotta talk about the Gojo should have won discourse. There are people actually that think that Gojo's the main character of Jujutsu Kaisen. Legitimately think about it. People don't understand that with Gojo, it's not about strength, it's about story function. Gojo is the ceiling, right? As well as Sukuna, but they are not the destination. His death is passing the torch. He's talked about it since like his first time on screen that we actually like see him talk to the higher ups. He's threatening the higher ups. He's like, do not mess with these kids' futures. Do not do it, because I will come after you. He wants to see the new generation rise up, and the last frame that we get of him in the manga is him talking to Yuji saying, I have big things I expect from you. Yeah, you can do this. Don't try to be me. Be the best you that you can be. But people don't get it. People don't understand. Oh, but Gojo should have won, but we didn't see Sukuna actually kill him on screen. Gojo got off screen. These niggas don't know what fucking off screen is, bro. They've never seen an actual off screen. If you want to see some actual off screens, go to like Bleach. Read some recent Kagurabachi chapters if you want to see an off screen. Gojo did not get off screen. It did not happen like that. Stop lying to yourself, please. Dude, and I talked about this in a hot takes video, but understand something. What narrative sense would it make to have Ryumen Sukuna be defeated by Satoru Gojo? The first chapter of the manga is called Ryumen Sukuna. And it's about his resurrection and all that other stuff. Right? First person he encounters is Yuji Itadori. Yuji Itadori is the main character of the show. What narrative sense would it be for him to not be defeated by Yuji? That doesn't make any sense. That's like if in like the 1,000-Year Blood War, Renji was the one who defeated Yhwach, and I'm not gonna spoil it what actually happens, but you know what I mean. It doesn't make sense. That'd be like if Sokka in Avatar Last Airbender defeated Ozai. That don't make sense, my nigga. That does not make sense. It doesn't compute. Oh my god, I'm gonna pop a blood vessel. I'm getting hot. Oh my god! I know you have people saying that like Yuji is boring, and some of these takes I really don't understand. They don't hate Yuji, they hate things such as subtle growth, internal conflict, and quiet resolve. But Yuji, people want him to be loud and like a Naruto, like a Luffy. But when his entire arc is about learning how to endure and carry on, it's weird because people will praise Berserk for that and praise Guts for that. When it comes to Yuji in a different medium, they're like, oh well, he's having his many hype moments and da 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 da. Like, no, man, no. No. You also have the idea that Shinjuku Showdown is boring. Now, I will say that Shinjuku Showdown, is it a bit long for what it is? A little bit. Just a little bit. I understand where the frustration comes in, but this isn't a tournament arc, right? It's kind of like an ideological siege. You have people, and I've talked about this, breaking Sukuna down slowly, and then to cap this off with him being challenged morally. He got challenged physically by Gojo in his fight, but then Yuji comes in and challenges him morally, and so we see him at the end of the series, he accepts his defeat, and he says, well, you know what, if I actually lost, maybe how I went about life was the wrong way. Maybe I might give this another shot. Sukuna has one of the most beautiful endings for a villain I've seen in the modern day. I know Mappa is going to do an absolutely fantastic job when it gets animated, but to people that act like, oh, well, it's just the same thing. Somebody comes in, challenges Sukuna, and they almost die. They come in, they almost die. You're not actually thinking about what's happening on screen. They're chipping away at his health bar, man, like a Dark Souls boss. We gotta talk about the Gege is a bad writer discourse, man, because listen, Gege is not a bad writer. He's not a bad writer. Has there been times that he has not gone into a topic that I want him to? Absolutely, right? The Heian era flashbacks, some stuff, the military arc. There's things, there's lines that I wish he would have gone into, but you gotta understand is that there's a separation of disliking decisions and misunderstanding intent, and you can hate a choice and still understand it. I have that sometimes with Gege's writing, with Oda's writing a lot of the time, and but a lot of y'all hate Gege's writing because you never understood it in the first place. Some of y'all niggas are dumb, and that's okay. I love you anyway. We really gotta talk about the speed versus understanding issue. So going back to what I talked about with this TikTok speed reading thing, you really got a preview of it when the last chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen came out. People were like, oh, that's it? Well, JJK's ending's a mess. This shit fucking sucks, right? But people more so want the immediate ratification of their agenda, their power scaling feats, all this stuff, rather than actually waiting for an understanding, waiting for the whole thing to come out. And yes, sometimes there are mistranslations that happen. I understand that. John Wary is a fucking terrorist. We all know this, all right? I've talked about it multiple times. But yes, wait for the official product to come out, and hopefully it will clear up some misconceptions that you have. Yes, people use the TCB scans as well, and sometimes, yes, TCB scans are easier to read. I will give you that. But people will form opinions before actually reading the source material. And if you read JJK in 5 minutes and argue about it for 5 fucking hours on Twitter, that's not analysis. That's propaganda. You're lying. You are straight up lying. And interestingly enough, I reached out to you guys over on community posts, and you all gave me some very interesting points that you have seen regarding their JJK fandom and the fact that some of them are illiterate. A lot of it is Yuta slander. Somebody said that people say, quote, Yuta is a bum and a fraud, is a bush camper, a Rika merchant, didn't do anything in Shinjuku's showdown, and Yuji is far stronger than him, which we know is factually untrue. Maybe not now. Maybe in Modulo, Yuji might be stronger. Probably, most likely. He's got like 80 years of experience under his belt. So I wouldn't doubt it. Oh my God, somebody said that as a culmination of the terrible reading comprehension, a lot of the people actually believe that Megami died to a grade 3 curse, and people genuinely use that as ammo to slander his character. People actually believe that? Holy shit. The newest one, people saying that Jin Itadori is a rapist necrophile because he knew that Kaori was dead and decided to have a child with her dead body. What? No. Oh my God. They did the same thing with Sukuna. They tried to say that Sukuna was a sexual deviant, even though that he's been shown repeatedly to not be interested in sex. They've literally shown it multiple times. Oh, what the fuck? He literally had a naked woman, a botas naked woman, hop on top of him, and he sat here just like this. Literally, in his prime form. He could have been on some crazy shit, but he literally sat there and he killed her. Bro, he's not interested in that. He even says Kenjaku does the grossest thing. That nigga nasty. No. Where did that Sukuna is a rapist agenda come from? Where did that shit come from? This isn't even like me venting about Twitter rage bait. I'm perplexed. No, Jin is not a rapist necrophile. No. More than likely, Kenjaku killed his wife, and then he just like, oh, well, there's probably something wrong, but I have no idea what this is. I still want to make sure that my child is safe, and then seemingly something happened to him. But we don't know the exact details of it. But no, does that mean, no, like, he doesn't know his wife's dead. He probably thought something happened to her. And Kenjaku has memories of all of his hosts. So no, Kenjaku most likely acted similarly to his wife, or just like, had a sinister like aura that he couldn't see. I don't know, but no, he's not. We don't know that to be the content of his character. Stop making your head canons canon. It's not real. It's not real. Mental ill people are mentally ill, y'all. Gotta be patient with them. This guy said, I saw one saying that end of series Yuji can't hit the soul because of a binding vow. Oh my God! That's literally the whole reason why they won in Shibuya. The whole reason why they won in the end of Shinjuku. If Yuji wasn't there, they would be fucking dead. If Yuji could not hit the soul, Mahito would have literally fucking killed everybody in Shibuya. If it wasn't for Yuji, Sukuna would have fucking killed everybody. He was doing chip damage on his soul, basically doing like crit damage the entire time he was fucking hitting him. What are we talking? Oh my God! There's people that legitimately believe that we need a remake of season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen. They're not joking. They are dead serious. Let me break something down to you. Does season 2 and season 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen look better than season 1? In my opinion, yes. Yes, it does. I like the direction more, right? Satoru Goso, my guy. That's my guy. Goso's my guy, right? There's positives and negatives for Mappa saying, hey, season 2 is such a success, we're gonna go hands off, we're gonna let you cook with season 3, right? There's positives and negatives. There's things I like and I don't like. But to say that we need a remake of Jujutsu Kaisen released at the end of 2020 is one of the most foolish fucking things I have heard this side of the Mississippi. That show looks better than 90% of isekai slop that comes out in the modern day right now. There's so many fantastic cuts in that show. There's not a one cut that looks like bad and subpar. There's some weird cuts in there for sure, but it is extremely well animated. There's no repeating frames or anything like that, right? There's one, I think, with Yuji punching the camera, but besides that, that's it. Soundtrack's phenomenal. Now, do I like the art style at the moment? No, I don't like the art style of season 1. But when I was going through it, I didn't read Gege's art at the time. I didn't know that we were getting season 2 and season 3, which are much more accurate to Gege's art style, but it's serviceable. I don't like how glossy and everybody looks, and it looks very, very juvenile, but like the art style is fine. The art style is fine, I promise you. And like you go to like Volume 0 looks great as well, but Mappa went all in with season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen. You have niggas like the Tokyo Ghoul fandom that would kill to have something like that. One Piece looked like absolute dog ass for like 20, 15 years until it got like modern animation. I mean, like, yeah, you had some like cuts here and there that were pretty decent, but other than that, the One Piece art style, it wasn't all that great like it got in Wano, Egghead, etc. You know what I mean? Like, what an absolutely spoiled idea to think that you deserve a remake of an already great season. Y'all niggas is ungrateful, man. If I was Guiezao, I would give y'all shit. I wouldn't give y'all no extras, no nothing. Listen, if he doesn't go through with the sequel series after Modular, I wouldn't blame him, because y'all are insufferable. You want to know how I knew we had an issue, especially now with Modular being out, is I have gotten multiple comments with people telling me that Yuka is a better Tint Shadows user than Megumi. I've had multiple people talk to me, try to tell me that they like Tsurugi and Yuka more than Megumi for no other reason other than the fact that she summoned Mahoraga against Tabura, who hasn't even won the fight, by the way. So we have no idea how that battle's gonna even go down, but just because she summoned Mahoraga, people think that she's a better Tint Shadows user, and they're dead ass. They're 100% serious. How did we get here? How did we get here? I struggle to think that people actually think this way when I have repeated comments telling me the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I'm more inclined to be like, you niggas are fucking idiots. You don't, bro, get the propaganda out of your fucking ear hole and come to understand, okay, listen, if you like Yuka more as a side character than Megumi, that's fine. That's fine. But just off of power scaling feats alone for something that hasn't even been proven true yet? No, man. No. Also, I apologize if I'm shirtless. I was about to get in the shower and I got mad again. I keep cutting in with this video and getting mad because yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen fans, I love y'all, but y'all are some of the most brain dead fuckers on this planet. I swear to God. A vocal minority. I want to speak out of turn. I'm getting crazy. I'm getting amped up. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Oh my God.